Hi.
Hi.
How's going the festival?
It's going so well. I love this festival. Everyone's so lovely and it feels just a little more like relaxed and European and chill and social. I like being able to do meet and greets and talk with everyone a little more personally. It's really nice.
Yeah, I'm having such a wonderful time. I think, like Elise said, it's just really relaxed, and I never feel stressed at this festival. And I love that it feels a little bit more intimate, and that we actually get time to really get to know our fans.
Um, do you think this kind of festival and TV shows and series are necessary to give visibility to the LGBT community?
Absolutely. I think if not to give visibility to the straight community, it's almost like to give visibility within the community. I think one of the most beautiful things about these festivals and conventions are that people get to meet each other, and they get to meet people who are on different spectrums and have different identities within the LGBTQIA plus acronym. And I think it's really important for folks to just see each other and to see that they're not alone.
That's exactly what I was going to say. One of my favorite things to hear from conventions is that people meet friends at these conventions. Because a lot of people come maybe from smaller like towns and like don't have access to a group of queer friends, and or maybe they're not out at home, and so actually being able to be in a space that is full of LGBTQ plus people and not have to go into a crowd and go, who else here, just to be able to be like, oh, I'm seen, I'm comfortable, I'm safe, and then make friendships and just get a chance to celebrate with everyone. I think that's really, really important and necessary.
And this visibility and this popularity that you have now is affecting you in, I don't know, in your life and in your profession.
Like being actors who are
Yeah, and with this series you're so popular,
right
with Carmela. I mean,
how has being popular changed my life? No.
something like that.
I think for me, it also being in spaces full of queer people has been so wonderful for me personally. Being able to, it's been a long journey of me being comfortable and like fully accepting and like loving of my queerness. I think we use the word, LGBTQ tolerant spaces, and for me, I want to be in a place of like really loving my queerness, like being in love with my queerness, and I think when we first, became popular, such a foreign word for me. When the show first came on, I think I wasn't at a place where I was completely comfortable and in love with my queerness, and it's been a journey to get to that place, and I would say that I'm there now, and so I think I felt a little bit of pressure at first to say that I was a lot more further along on my journey than I actually was, and now I feel like I'm at a place where I am in love with my queerness, and now I want to share that and also tell people that it's a journey. Like, coming out isn't like you come out and then you're done. Like, for me at least, it's been such a never-ending process, and it will continue to happen, and that's just getting older and growing up, and yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly really inspiring to be in spaces like this and to have a community and a fan base that is so welcoming and so accepting. I think, much like Elise said, I came out as queer when I was 16, and I was out, but I wasn't proud. So the fans have really inspired me to really own that more and to be more proud of it.
Do you like social media?
Sorry?
Do you like social medias?
Do I like social media? I have a love-hate relationship with social media. I feel like I'm never just apathetic about it. I either love it or I hate it. I think it's really important to step back from social media sometimes and to take breaks and to experience the world outside of the internet. But at the same time, I do see the really positive benefits of social media. The amount of people who come up to me and tell me that my posts made them smile or changed their perspective or made them feel less alone or made them feel safe. It's such a wonderful feeling. And even for me, the people that I follow on Instagram also inspire me. They've inspired me to talk about my mental health journey. They've inspired me to talk about my queerness. So I do think it can be used as a tool to find community and to find acceptance and to teach others to be more inclusive and more tolerant. But I think like anything, I think there are negative and positive aspects to anything. So I just think it's all about balance and learning how to also know that it's not everything. I think everything is really amplified online because it's easier to sometimes criticize and say negative things when you're hiding behind a computer screen or a phone screen. So I think as long as you also take time to be balanced and meditate in your day-to-day life and to understand that it's not everything, then yeah, I do enjoy it. I'm not ashamed to say that, yeah, I like Instagram and I like talking to people on Twitter, and that's okay.
I think it's like any vice in that it is good in moderation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe one day, just like there's like AA, I wonder if there'll be social media support groups.
I think there will be.
I think there will be too. Maybe that's the future.
That's all I talk about with my therapist.
Do you think that the women characters are changing in the industry?
I would say yes. I think women characters are changing in the industry. I've noticed a big change in the last few years myself, even just looking at breakdowns of characters. A lot of times it will say very descriptive words about their physical appearance, but it won't say much else about them. It's always like thin, beautiful, but doesn't know it. I'm like, okay, sure. And I think that's changing. I am seeing a big a change in that. It's slow moving, just as any change is. But I will say I think we are starting to see female characters be written differently, and I think a lot of that comes from hiring different writers as well, like hiring a diverse panel of writers, and that's something that we focus a lot about representation on screen, but I think representation off screen is just as important. And if you hire like new, young, diverse voices of producers and directors and writers, then the characters are going to reflect that. And so I think that's where we need to put the focus on the change now.
That was so well said, and I absolutely agree with you. It's like if your writer's room is diverse and inclusive, the positive representation on screen will come from that. You will get the most authentic experience if it's behind the camera first, and that's really important. And yeah, I agree. I think it is changing, but we still have so much work to do. But I think it's okay to acknowledge both positives and negatives in anything. Like, I think it is so easy to focus on the negative, and I think it's important to step back and say, hey, that is a really great character. Or, wow, that appearance of that character reflects people I know, or yeah, but to simultaneously like acknowledge something's good while also criticizing it.
And do you think the same with the LGBT characters?
Yeah, I also feel like with queer characters, it's getting better. I do think that we've seen, and I've said this before, but I do think we've seen a lot of cisgender white LGBT characters, and that took a long time to even see that on screen. But now that we have more of that, it's really important to see more queer characters of color.
So that's all. If you want to say something to your...
Thank you so much.
We love you.
We love FanFest, and we love Spain. Gracias.
Gracias.